Hi, this is Jeff Davis with the Davis Group, coming to you with another agent training video. This is number 3. We're going to be talking about getting started as a real estate agent. Now, you've embarked on an incredible career because this career is one that you control, meaning that you don't get 65 and someone tells you you have to quit. Once you get your license, you basically can work full time, you can work part time, you can work as much or as little as you want to. And there are some great benefits to being a real estate agent. Now, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it and say that everything is good and wonderful because that would not be true. As a real estate agent, you're going to be dealing with the public, and the public has a variety of personalities. And some people you're going to get along with very good, and others are going to get on your nerves. But that's the business. That's what we do. And so, as agents, we just learn how to do that. So, now I want to work on your mindset for being a successful agent. I want to help you to think about real estate every single day. Yes, we talked about this being a business, and now you have to put yourself in the mindset of a business owner whose job is to promote their business. Here's some things to consider. Number one, you have just entered into the world of unlimited income. You have real estate agents that can make high 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figure incomes, unlimited. Now, let's just use an example here using Southern Cal. The typical commission rate in times past has been 3%. And let's say, for all intents and purposes, to make the numbers easy, that you're listing or selling homes that sell for $500,000, which is very realistic in California because most of the areas in Southern Cal, depending upon where you are, you're going to be looking at, high fours to a million plus as average prices. So there's a wide gamut. So I'm just using a 500,000 as an example. 3%. That means that if you close a transaction, your gross commission would be $15,000. Now, depending upon the arrangement you have with your broker and the different expenses you have, because typically you're going to be paying for things like you'll probably be using a transaction coordinator to stay on top of your deals. You are going to be looking at paying for errors and omission insurance. So you've got some other costs. So it's not like you get a check for 15,000. You're going to that's the gross commission, and there'll be some things coming out of it. But I'm going to use the gross as an example to show you the potential. If you go out and let's say you list one property a month that sells, or you work with one group of buyers that put in a house and then it closes, and these are $500,000 homes, that's $15,000 before expenses. You do that once a month for 12 months, that's $180,000 in 1 year before expenses. So I want you to wrap your head around that. If you had $180,000, even if you're going to pay out some expenses, you're not going to pay out 50% or 60% in expenses typically. So think about what you could do with $180,000 gross. Now that's one transaction. What if you did two? What if you closed two transactions a month and you doubled that? That's $360,000. Now the average wage for the middle class is not $100,000 a year. So just by doing one transaction a month, closing on it, and doing it consistently, you will automatically elevate yourself to the upper middle class income bracket. Now, you're going to have expenses that they don't have because, again, you're in business for yourself. So you have your expenses for closing the deal. And then once you get your commission check, you got your expenses for operating your business. So you're going to have plenty of expenses coming out, but do you see the picture that I'm drawing? You have the ability to create unlimited income. And I'm just telling you, closing one or two transactions. What if you have this great month and all of a sudden you closed 4 transactions in 1 month? Can you imagine what you would do with $60,000 before expenses? Because that's the problem some real estate agents have to deal with, is that they've had a couple of closings in the month, and now they've got these huge commission checks sitting in their bank account. Now, just like you have entered into the world of unlimited income, you've also entered into the world of extremely broke. Real estate agents go broke every day because if you don't understand how this business works, if you don't work it as a business, you are going to go broke. I don't want to sit here and tell you about the potential without telling you the flip side of it. We are paid a fee for services rendered. If you are not delivering services, you don't get a fee. You can literally starve to death as a real estate agent, and there are a lot of agents starving because things haven't been set up and they don't have systems in place to get business on a regular basis, and you will starve. Some people, when they get into sales, will go out there and they'll start off with their family and friends and stuff, and yes, maybe somebody will buy a house here or list a house there. But if you want to make a living doing this, you have to become very, very good at going to the public to get your business, not to your friends and your family, just, milking them, because that, trust me, that ship will sail and will be gone fast. So you can be extremely broke. You have to decide what clients you want to work with. Now, there are different types of clients. Maybe you want to work with, the middle class people, the blue collar workers. Maybe you want to work with professional people. You have to decide, and a lot of that will depend upon your personality. Some people, for example, would not be comfortable talking to a doctor about their house because they'd be intimidated by the fact that it's a doctor. And other people would not want to work with a blue collar worker because they may think that's beneath them. So you have to decide, what kind of client am I going to work with? And let me dispel this myth. Nobody can work with everybody. We all have our niches. You have to find out, where do you fit. Do not try to be all things to all people, because you're not. Working as a part of our team, you have other people on the team that you can actually refer to. And maybe, if you do that, you can get a referral fee. So you still get something out of the deal, but there's no sense in working with people that don't want to work with you. If they don't want to work with you for whatever the reason, then you still want to get paid, then you make it into a referral. Now, you have to decide what area of real estate you want to specialize in. There's a residential market, which is the largest market, which basically is going to be single family to four unit properties. That's where the majority of people buy, because we all need a place to live. But then there is the multifamily, which would be 5 units and above. The apartment buildings. There's commercial properties. There are retail properties where maybe you're going to work with shopping centers and malls and strips. Different animal altogether, but it is possible. Now, my suggestion will always be, if you're new to real estate or you're just coming in and you want to make consistent money on a regular basis, you will have more clients in the residential market than any of the other markets out there, because there are just more people looking for houses than there are looking for offices to rent or land to build their business on. So you want to be where there's the most chance residential real estate will do that. You have to set up a work schedule for yourself, and we're going to definitely help you with this. Even though you work for yourself and you are self-employed, if you don't have a work schedule, you're not going to make any money. You have to be able to put yourself in such a place that every single day, there's 7 days in a week, you should have things that you are doing every day of the week. Now, that doesn't mean you're working every day of the week, because you need to take a day off, 2 days off if possible, but at least one. You need to have a day where you're not on call and where you're not available, so that you can devote it to yourself and your family and your loved ones. And again, 2 days would be ideal. But you have to set a schedule. And you also should not be out there 12, 14 hours a day. You need to set a time that you're going to get out. Like maybe you might say, I'm going to work from 9 o'clock and I'm going to work till 6. 3 days a week. And then 2 days a week, I'm going to work from 10 to 7. I'll work a little longer. Whatever it is, and you've got to work it around your schedule, because if you do this right, you have the freedom to go to your children's ball games, to attend assemblies at their school, to go to teachers' meetings, because you're making a schedule that works around your life. And that's what you want to do, so that you have the ability, if you need to be off at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, you can do that. Doesn't mean your work has to suffer, because everything doesn't happen at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday. But you want to create a schedule, a work schedule that has some flexibility, but is rigid enough to get you up out of bed and go. You should not be starting your day at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. You don't want to do that. You want to start your day earlier, and you want to end it at a time that works for you. If you're seeing people primarily in the evening and you've got a lot of appointments set, then yes, you might either start earlier, start later in the day, or you may have take like a 3-hour, 4-hour break during the day. You might go 9, like if you've got like appointments at 5, 6, and 7 in the evening, you might do some things from 9 to 12 or 9 to 1, and then take a break from 1 to your next appointment. And in that time, you can do some family things, things around your house, whatever you need to do. The key is flexibility becomes your friend when you have a work schedule. And as I've already mentioned, you have to take time off. You should not be working 7 days a week. Now, some people do that. And in some businesses, like say a restaurant, sometimes you have no choice but to do that. But I'm saying to you, as a realtor, if you're going to control your life, control your schedule, take time off. Get away from the business and do some things that help you to unwind and relax. Think like a real estate agent. Real estate. That's what I do. Begin to think that way. So, we've already said this, but number one, create a weekly schedule you can follow. We can help you with that. Designate the days you're going to be off each week. You know the day. For some people, it might be Sunday. You might say, that's my day for church and family, etc. So then don't work Sundays. Just don't work on Sundays. You can get everything else done Monday through Saturday. Now, when you're setting yourself up to be an agent, you want to work from a to-do list. I'm going to suggest that you invest in some type of planner. Now, through the years, I've used many different types of planners. Right now, I've taken the best from the planners that I've used and created my own. But bottom line is, you need to have a way to be able to put together a to-do list. Because as you are working your business, you're going to see the things you need to do today. And that stuff needs to be on a list so that you can follow it. And not only will you have the daily to-do list, but you'll have things that you'll outline for that week. You have to plan. You have to plan your work, plan your day. Don't get up and go out and say, I don't know what to do. Of course you know what to do, because we're going to help you to do it. Now, here's another word that you're going to have to become very comfortable with. Prospecting. That means you got to look for clients every day. You want to get into the mindset of looking for people every day. Now, there are 2 ways to look for people. Number one, of course, is you will go out and actively do some things to look for people. Number 2, you will set up things on the internet and social media to help people come to you. But the bottom line is this. You are paid a fee based on helping people. So if you don't help anybody, there's no fee. You have to have people to make that happen. And whether they're coming to you or you are going to them, you got to make it happen. Carry business cards all the time. Yes, keep some in your car, in your wallet, your purse, just so you can give them out. We talked about the planner. You've got to have a planner, preferably one that you can open up every day and you can look at. Some people use their phone. And if you want to do that, fine. There are plenty of electronic methods. I like the paper one because I like to make changes and add to, etc. You want to schedule your weekly meetings. And you're going to have weekly meetings. Number one, even if there's no meeting going on here with us, you need to be going through some type of training every single week. You need to set yourself up, and there is too much training out here to not take advantage of it, but you need to set yourself up to where you're learning your trade every single week. So you might just take an hour every week and you're going to study something, maybe YouTube video, read a book, look at a seminar, etc. But you've got to be in training every single week to become the very best that you can be. Now, it helps to be able to see your appointments throughout the day. And because you have a cell phone, my suggestion is put it in your calendar. If you carry around a planner, you'll have it there, but you can also put appointments in your phone. You need to know where you need to be, and you need to be there when you need to be there. You can do this. Getting started as a real estate agent is a great job. You just have to get started. And getting started right is half the battle. This is Jeff Davis, the Davis Group. And we'll see you at the next agent training video.